Hey everybody, it's Mother Goose, and welcome back to my channel. So, first off, I'm going to make this as quick as possible. Sorry there haven't been any videos the last couple days. I've been really busy getting ready to go back to school, but I start next week, which is good because it means I can finally edit my videos again, and I am so excited for that. Okay, what am I going to say? Anyway, what I'm here to talk about. Okay, I'm here because last night, I finally went and watched Spider-Man Far From Home. And so this is going to be kind of a late review, kind of a just discussion about Marvel and the MCU so far. So, first off, let me just get it out and into the air. I'm not the biggest Spider-Man fan. And I wasn't really excited for Homecoming. And I left a little disappointed. But the second I saw the Spider-Man Far From Home trailer, I was so excited. It is the most excited I have been for a Spider-Man film, I think ever, honestly. And then, so you're saying, I know, I hear you, if you're so excited for it, why did you wait to go see it until it's basically out of theaters? Well, I really don't know. It just didn't happen. Like I said, I'm still not the biggest Spider-Man fan, but yeah. Anyway, so first off, second off, I don't know. I don't remember. I loved it. It was fantastic. In my opinions, one of the best MCU films. I really, really enjoyed it. I thought it was great. I thought it was funny. And I just felt like it was a superhero film, which, yeah, I'll talk about that now. So, this film, what I really loved about it, really showed the world of the MCU and how everyone is acting, how everyone is getting back to life, really, after the snap. Spoiler warning, I'm getting into it. It's been out for like 2 months now, maybe less, maybe just a month. I don't know, but it's been out for a while. So if you haven't seen it, go watch it because it's not going to be in theaters much longer. And then come watch this video. Okay, so like I said, you get to see the world and how people are reacting after the snap. I thought it was so funny, the video where the band kids disappeared and then they came back and one of them got hit in the head with a basketball. That was hilarious. I really liked how Aunt May was talking about how she got snapped, and when she came back, there was another family living in her house, and so she had nowhere to go, and how there's a lot of homeless people. That's really great. I liked how they addressed the fact that people who got snapped, or blipped, I guess, how they got snapped, came back the same age, but people who stayed obviously aged 5 years, and so there was that big difference. And I really liked that. I liked getting to see the world of the MCU. Now, because I've got a list here of the last few MCU films. Let's just talk about it. Spider-Man Far From Home, obviously. Avengers Endgame, it was the end of the story. It was all about the heroes. Captain Marvel, based in the 90s. Ant-Man and the Wasp was set before Avengers Infinity War. Infinity War. Again, it was part one of the grand finale. It was all about the heroes and the villains. Black Panther was really just based in Wakanda, and that was great. It was really good to see Wakanda. It was fantastic. Loved it, but a lot of the rest of the world was left out. Thor Ragnarok, obviously about the Asgardians. And then all the way back in 2017, you had Spider-Man Homecoming. And then obviously before that, you had Guardians of the Galaxy, based in space. Doctor Strange, which was, you kind of got to see the rest of the world, but it was mostly based on Doctor Strange, him finding the magicians, wizards, what are they called? Whatever they're called. I'm not a fake fan, I promise. And then Captain America Civil War, which, again, I feel like that one really talked about the world and kind of the repercussions of the superheroes and what's going on. So that is really almost 3 years which the last 3 years of the MCU has been great, but it's been really focused on the heroes or in space or Wakanda. And I feel like, so my whole point to this is going into Spider-Man Far From Home, it felt so refreshing just to see like Earth again, really the effects of what's going on, and to just kind of have a story rooted on one hero. And Spider-Man was the perfect hero to do that, because the way they've set him up is he just wants to be your friendly neighborhood Spider-Man. He doesn't want to be this world-saving, space-venturing hero. He's 16 and he's happy just being at home and taking care of everyday people. And that's something that's really stuck out to me ever since I was little is in the Justice League cartoon. The very first episode, they're forming the Justice League, and I think it's Batman. He goes to Green Arrow, and he says, "Bro, you gotta join our team." And Green Arrow says no, because if all the heroes are off fighting aliens and these big world-ending threats, then who's left to take care of the little people? And that stuck with me ever since I was little. And I really love heroes like that who care about the everyday people. It's not just these big, grand battles. And so to see Spider-Man Far From Home really go into that, I loved it. It was absolutely amazing. And I think it was really good because if you look at the Phase 4, we've got Black Widow, which is a prequel, The Eternals, Shang-Chi, Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness, and Thor Love and Thunder. I really don't think we're going to have many more films like that are just rooted in Earth. Kevin Feige said Spider-Man Far From Home would be the last MCU film that felt like an MCU film. They're going in kind of a new direction, a new tone, and I really like that. I think it's going to be fresh, but it was also really nice to see the first... Okay, what I've heard conflicting stories, and so don't quote me. I've heard Far From Home is the first in Phase 4. I've also heard it's the last in Phase 3. Honestly, I'm going to go with it's the first in Phase 4 because I feel like Endgame should be the ending. It is the ending of that story. And I could see how you could argue that Spider-Man Far From Home is part of Phase 3 because it really, like I said earlier, it goes into the effects on Earth and what happened and how people are dealing. Anyway, so either way, it was a great film. I really loved it. But what I loved most of all is it just made me really, really excited for Phase 4 and Phase 5. Not gonna lie, after seeing Endgame, I was kind of disappointed that they were continuing the story. I just kind of felt like it was a grab for money and that they should have just ended it there and called it, because I loved the story. I think it was a really good time to just cut it and end. Sometimes you just gotta end while you're on top before things kind of go downhill. But Spider-Man Far From Home showed me that it ain't going downhill. At least not with that one. I'm excited now. I am really, genuinely excited for the MCU post-Endgame. I'm excited for where they're going. I'm excited for the heroes that they're introducing. I'm really excited for the Eternals. I think that's going to be a great movie. But like I said before, I just wasn't. Like, I thought that I knew they were going to be good movies, but I just didn't really know where they were going to go. They had a good place to end it, and I just felt like they should have, but I'm so glad they didn't. I'm so glad they didn't. And of course, there's the whole Sony, Disney fighting for Spider-Man's rights. I'm not very updated on that. As far as I know right now, they're still fighting over it. Still looks like he's out of the MCU. Disney's gonna get it back. I'm calling it right now. They're gonna work something out. We may get a couple movies where Spider-Man's out of the MCU at worst, but I doubt it. I really, really doubt it. Anyway, oh my gosh. Okay, there's so much I want to talk about. Nick Fury and Maria Hill, they just felt so off. That's the one thing I didn't like about the film, is they just felt really off. Like they weren't them. And to see the end credit scene where it turns out it was Talos and his wife the whole time, I was so happy, because I was like, these are such, well, at least Nick Fury, it's such an important character, and he just feels so off. And I was really disappointed. I was like, Nick Fury kind of disappeared for a while. I felt like he wasn't that important. And finally he was a big part of a film again, and he just felt so different. Like his character wasn't really him. And then of course it wasn't. It was Talos. I went and saw it with my girlfriend, and I made her wait till the end credit scenes. Well, no, we actually watched the first one, and then we left. And I made her go back. She was so mad. And she was like, that's not that important. But for me, it made me so happy, because that's the one part of the film I was disappointed with. And of course it was Talos and his wife. And to see them again, because just to know they're alive. Last time we saw them, it was in the 90s. Obviously, it was Captain Marvel, which was the second to last film since Far From Home. But I don't know. It just made me really happy to see them, to know they're alive, that they're doing well, they're back on Earth. And I should have known, because they were talking about the Kree, and I was like, it's just Maria Hill and Nick Fury, trying to keep the world safe. But no. It's because they were Skrull, obviously. So, really loved that. Thought it was great. Ugh, and the ending, the first end credit scene, J. Jonah Jameson. Is that his Jameson? Oh my gosh, you guys, I love Marvel so much. And I just feel like when I sit and do these videos, most of the times, I record a lot of videos like this, and I don't put them out. J. Jonah Jameson, I think. Like I said, I'm not the biggest Spider-Man fan, but to see his actor from the Tobey Maguire films, that was awesome. Oh, but when they announced, Mysterio revealing Peter Parker's secret identity, that really sucks. But it was so, I'm sorry, I'm really excited. It was really nice. It wasn't nice, it was rude, it was mean, but I thought it was a great scene. Just to see him standing there in shock, and to have him blamed for Mysterio's death. Because, the guy who worked for Iron Man back when Ironmonger was being built, there was that quick scene. It was just a quick shot of him downloading a file. And I was like, oh my gosh, what are they going to do with that? And I figured we wouldn't find out till the next Spider-Man film. But obviously, I'm sure that's what it was. He was downloading the footage so he could go edit, make it look different, and then release it. Obviously, Spider-Man's going to get out of this. People are going to stick their necks out for him. Say it how it really is. But I don't think the world is ever really going to be able to trust Spider-Man again. So, yes. What else do I want to talk about? I really liked it. I knew, obviously, from the beginning, even before I saw it, that the elementals were all fake. I knew that they were just created by Mysterio to make himself look good, and that he would be the ultimate villain. But that's because I love Marvel Comics. I've read so many comics. I've watched all the movies. I've seen most of the cartoons. Obviously, I knew Mysterio's a villain. My girlfriend, on the other hand, she didn't know. And so I think the way they played it off was really cool for fans that, obviously it was great for fans of Marvel who knew that Mysterio was a villain, but I think it was also really great the way they played it off for fans who didn't know about Mysterio, because they got that surprise. But for fans who did know, it was still enjoyable to see, you know? And it even had me guessing, like it even had me thinking for a second, wait a minute, are they actually going to change him into a hero? And I was like, nah, that can't be. But what I didn't know is exactly how he was doing it. So the whole drones thing was great. The Edith thing was great. Poor Peter, really messed up. But then again, that's good. It's really nice to see heroes make mistakes, admit them, own up to them, and fix them. So that was another great thing I really loved. Anyway, the whole point of this video is Spider-Man Far From Home gave me hope for Phase 4 and Phase 5. I know this was just kind of completely just an unedited ramble of my thoughts about the film, but I really liked it. I loved it. Best Spider-Man film, in my opinion. Even better than Spider-Verse. Don't at me. And probably one of my top 5, top 10 maybe, MCU films. So I like where the MCU's going, and hopefully it should be good. Anyway, if you enjoyed, please leave a like and subscribe to join the flock, and I will see you in the next one. Mother Goose out.